Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? How did you get started in photography?
Well, it all started when I was a kid. My dad was really into photography, and he had an old film camera, and I just really thought that was the coolest thing. I went on, became an art major in high school, and just really developed my eye through art, and that's pretty much how I got started, art and my dad's camera.
Okay, so you started taking pictures when you were pretty young then?
Yeah, when he would let me use it.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't want me to break it or drop it, so.
Of course,
yeah.
of course. Now, when did you start your business here?
I would say 2005 was when I started it. My wife was very supportive, so I went out and had some just small business cards made up and placed them around at local coffee shops and stuff. And I got my first job. It was a large family of about 30 or 40, and I shot that, and they loved the pictures. So then, of course, we went and spent a bunch more money on advertising, and it just really took off.
Good. Now, what areas do you serve? Is it just Brunswick County, or do you branch out into Wilmington?
Yes, yeah, I do a lot of work in Wilmington, Myrtle Beach. I've gone as far as Topsail Island. Mainly the local beaches: Ocean Isle, Sunset Beach, Holden Beach. Pretty much, I don't charge for travel time, so pretty much, wherever you want me to go, I can make it.
Okay. Now, anything that's reasonable, of course.
Yes,
not
of
Hawaii,
course.
Unless
No.
they pay for your travel.
Yeah, they'll have to pay for that.
Now, what sort of venues have you worked out? I know you've mentioned a couple beaches. Is that mainly where you do photography?
The beach, of course, there's, like I said, 3 beaches around here, so that's mainly where I do most of my weddings. But there are some great places. There's Brunswick Plantation. You can do everything on site. There is the Wens. I'm sure you've heard of the Wens. They do everything there, give you a place to stay, and they have a new venue in the back, which is a big tent. You can have the reception there. 101 Stone Chimney is a great place, just to name a few.
Okay. And what would you say is the most popular venue to get married?
Well, I know it's not a venue, but the beach, of course. A really popular place that's become real popular this year to me, I'm sure it's been around for a while, is I think it's Knott's Landing, which is at Ocean Isle. It's at the west end of, and of course, like I said, the Wens is real popular too.
Okay. Are there factors which you take into consideration when photographing a beach wedding?
Definitely the lighting. You can't do anything with the wind or the rain. So the lighting, you've got the golden hour. There's 2 of them actually. There's in the morning and right before sunset. But most weddings aren't held at those times, so you have to use flash to fill up the harsh shadows. So yeah, pretty much the lighting is the big factor. And
now you mentioned the lighting. Is there a plus side to having it at the beach? Would you say that the lighting's better there than maybe in a church or?
Yeah. Well, as a photographer, churches are difficult. You have to have the fast lenses, excuse me. So the beach is really awesome because it's usually well lit. Hopefully there's a little bit of cloud cover that day, which is really nice. But and the beautiful backdrop, at the beach.
Of course. Now, when our viewers are looking to select a photographer, what would you say that they should be looking for?
Well, I would definitely have a consultation. It's really up to the bride and groom. Meet with the photographer. Make sure you're compatible. Make sure you mesh. There's so many different styles. There's the photojournalistic. There's the classic, which is the soft lighting, which is all awesome. It's all great. So you really just review the photographer's portfolio and see if it works for you.
Now, do you do these consultations yourself?
I do. I think it's very important to know your photographer, and it's good for the photographer also because he gets to walk into this setting of 100 people or 200, 300 people, and know the main people, right. which is very important, as well as the couple just feeling very comfortable with the photographer, and the emotions will come out, and so very important.
Now, when you're shooting a wedding, do you also do the pre-wedding events, like the rehearsal or the rehearsal dinner, bridal shower?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Not a problem.
What would you say the mark of a good photographer is?
I would definitely, you have to have confidence in what you're doing. And again, this is with the consult. You know, the client can feel comfortable, more comfortable with the consultation. Just really know lighting. That's the most important thing with photography, to be able to use lighting in any situation.
Now, what kind of shots are you going to be looking for at a wedding? You mentioned some photojournalist or
Right.
just the regular shots.
Yeah.
What's more your style?
Well, my style is, I guess you could call it the photojournalistic style. The main thing I'm looking for is the interaction between the bride and the groom. The emotion, I keep a keen eye out for the emotion. You want to catch, you know, Dad, his expression while he's walking his daughter down. So the little moments of the day that make up the day, that tell the story. Definitely emotion.
That's really. And now, do you make do people typically make maybe a scrapbook with these photographs, would you say?
Yeah, there's, you know, things have changed quite a bit. So a lot nowadays there's the photo books, where there's not actually, you know, where you can remove the photos. So you'll have like a nice faded picture in the background with images on top, and it's actually a book. That's very popular right now.
Okay, and you have that in some of your packages.
Oh, of
then,
course,
I
yeah.
would imagine.
Yes.
And what's the best time for someone to contact you if they get engaged this July, but they want to get married next July? How soon do
That's
they
perfect.
need to get in contact?
That's perfect. A year, at least a year, 6 months. You know, I have people calling me a month in advance, and it's rare that you have any of the main days, the Saturday and the Sundays, open. So at least a year to 6 months. I wouldn't go any less than that.
Okay. Now, we've talked a lot about weddings, but do you do any other type of events other than weddings?
Yes, I do everything, anything you could imagine. I do a lot of family portraits. I do a ton of beach portraits, 150, 200 a year. I do, of course, the bridal, the engagement, senior portraits, corporate, pretty much anything you can think of.
Okay. And how can our viewers get in contact with you if they'd like to set up an appointment?
Well, the website is, you know, up 24 hours a day, of course. All my information's on there. My email address, which is that's my website, www.bskyphoto.com, and my email is bskyp, which is bskyp, at hotmail.com.
Okay. And is there pricing on your website, or?
You know, I really like to talk to the client.
Okay.
There's a lot of factors. You know, how many families, say a beach portrait, how many families are involved? Same with weddings. There's a lot of factors that go on.
Now, if maybe you have a bride that's a little bit more high maintenance, does that make the price go up?
No, it doesn't make the price go up. I just have to grin and bear it, you know.
That's right. The mother of the bride, I hear, is always the most difficult at the wedding.
You got it, yeah. And they'll give you a list, which, you know, to be honest with you, I wasn't real thrilled about when I first got started. I thought it was weird, but it's actually very, very helpful.
Well, and everything has to be perfect, and,
Yes.
and I've seen you work. You do a really great job.
Well, thank you.
So
I appreciate it.
maybe when my day comes, I'll be in contact with you.
Not maybe.
When my day comes.
There you go.
Now, I noticed that you brought this massive camera with you today.
Yeah, this is the beast. This is a must-have for wedding photographers. It's I'm sure Nikon doesn't really care, but it's the D700, which is pretty much top of the line. There's the G3, which is above it, and this is a great lens. It really puts a nice bouquet around the image.
Okay.
It's a must-have for wedding photographers. It's 70 to 200, and then of course you'd have the lesser lenses.
Right. Now, do you have a lot of equipment, I'd imagine?
I'm slowly building it. I do have a lot of equipment, a lot of flashes, a lot of remotes, assistants, which are very helpful with reflectors and diffusers, and stuff like that.
Do you ever have a second photographer that maybe comes with you while you're shooting at a wedding?
Of course, yeah, that's very popular because, you know, I can't catch all the moments. So yeah, I have a couple friends that are really into photography, and they do great work. They really do. I wish they would get started on their own. I could throw some work their way.
Right.
But yeah, assistants are great, big help.
Okay. Well, thank you so much
Sure.
for being on the show.